Hi there, and welcome back to Oak 101 How to Make a Website. This is our fourth and final lesson on how to upload your website onto the internet. This means you can view it on a domain such as bbc.co.uk or theoak.co or yahoo.com or google.com. And the reason why this is going to be very short is actually very simple, and most of the time will actually involve you thinking up your own domain and then buying it off of godaddy.com. I don't work for GoDaddy, and really I'd like to use a better service than GoDaddy, but it's one of the simplest ways of setting your website up, and it's also fairly cheap, which is why we're going to use them today. But you can use other sites such as one.com, or you can just search in Google for domain registers, and it's an extremely similar process, and I'm not endorsing GoDaddy in any way. So what you do, enter your domain name here, search for it, buy it, and then you'll be given a load of information. What you're then going to need to do is download something called FileZilla. Here, FileZilla project, download it for Mac or for Windows, and then when it's on your computer, open it up, and you'll be greeted with something like this. With the details that you've already got from GoDaddy, you then need to click the top left-hand corner, the icon, and create a new site. Enter in all your details here, the host, the port, the logon type, etc, etc, and all of those will be given to you by GoDaddy or your hosting registrar, and you'll then get something, yes, I don't want to add a new site now, cancel that. You'll then have a site such as here, UCLU Parkour, and literally it's just FTP dot your domain name, and then use these settings here, and then your user and your password, and the account is FTP your domain name such as this. I'm then going to hit connect. We can see FileZilla is doing something up here, and as we can see, this thing here on the right hand side has changed. FileZilla works with these five different windows in effect. We've got this up here, which is telling you what FileZilla is doing at this moment in time. This here is directory system on your computer. This here is the directory system on your server or your remote site. And then this here is a more in-depth view on your computer, more in-depth view on the remote site. For example, we can see I'm in a folder at the moment called new website. I click on new website and I've got all the files here for my website. So I've got index.html here, I've got facebook.png. There's a couple more files here just because I've added a little bit more code to my website when I'm going to be uploading it. But there's not too much more from what you recognize. So we've got recognize index.html. We'll also see a CSS file here. It's very simple. And then when you've logged on to your remote site, you then need to go to the www folder, and we'll see this is empty. For example, if we go to my domain now, so ucluparkour.com, it just comes up with this. However, if I select this bottom file, go all the way up to the top, I'm going to put my finger on Shift, and I click that top one there. I've selected all these files here. I'm just going to drag and drop it over to the right hand side here, like so. And we can see it's doing stuff up here, and this here is showing us what it's already done. So we see 100%, off we go. So we're at a couple more seconds. I've got a fairly fast internet connection here, so it should be done relatively quick. There we go. Sometimes it takes a bit of a time to actually get used to this. I'm just going to refresh the page, and here we go. We have my UCLU Parkour website now online, ucluparkour.com.